Hello everyone, I am going to look at Adrian and Elyse's skills. So it looks like these two heroes are going to be together. They're not going to be two separate heroes. They are going to be light bearers. They're from the light bearer faction. Also an agility-based hero. The class is a warrior and the primary role is control, so hoping to see some control effects. And let's start by looking at the ultimate skill. We have Eternal Waltz. So the passive ability to this is during battle, Adrian and Elyse dance continuously across the battlefield, moving toward the enemy nearest to the edge of the allied battlefield and prioritizing targeting enemy heroes. Upon moving close to a target, Adrian twirls Elyse to attack, dealing damage equal to 200% of attack rating and knocking the target back to the edge of the enemy battlefield. If the target is knocked back successfully, they will also be stunned for 3 seconds. While Adrian and Elyse are moving, they will use a normal attack every 5 seconds, dealing damage equal to 150% of their attack rating to nearby enemies. And the active ability to this is facing the enemy battlefield, Adrian lifts Elyse up to attack in an elegant arc, dealing damage equal to 300% of attack rating to all enemies and knocking them back to the edge of the enemy battlefield. If a target is knocked back successfully, they will be stunned for 3 seconds. And level 2, upon moving close to a target, Adrian twirls Elyse to attack, dealing increased damage equal to 300% of attack rating. And level 3, when a target is knocked back successfully, the duration of the stun increases based on the distance the target has been knocked back, up to a max of 3 seconds. So doing a little bit of damage there. Like I was hoping to see some control effects, they are doing quite a few stuns in here. So overall, not a lot really to this skill. It is pretty simple. And looking at the second skill, we have Graceful Shield. This is a passive ability. When Adrian twirls Elyse to attack, the nearest allied hero gains a shield worth 200% of Adrian and Elyse's attack rating for 4 seconds. And level 4, when the shield expires, 150% of its remaining value is converted into health for its owner. Level 3, the value of the shield is increased to 350% of their attack rating. And level 4, upon performing a twirling attack, Adrian and Elyse also gain a shield. So gaining a shield here when Adrian twirls Elyse to attack, that is applied to the nearest allied hero that's there. And overall, I was hoping for maybe a little bit more of a shield buff here. It says with the level 2, when the shield expires, 150% of its remaining value is converted into health for its owner, but that is reliant on if the shield actually does survive for that 4 seconds. I don't know if it will or not, but to me that value there seems kind of low. They do increase the value at level 3 here, but I don't know. It might even seem a little low here for this one. But that's just my opinion anyway for that shield. Let's look at the third skill, Quivering Blade, another passive ability for enemies that are immune to control effects or cannot be knocked back. Twirling attacks and lifts attacks will wound them instead, causing the enemy to lose health equal to 150% of Adrian and Elyse's attack rating every second for 5 seconds. And level 2, wounded enemies suffer increased health loss per second equal to 260% of Adrian and Elyse's attack rating. Level 3, the enemy is wounded whether they are knocked back or not. And then we have the first engraving skill with level 4. Upon successfully knocking an enemy back to the edge of the enemy battlefield, Adrian and Elyse's haste is increased by 15% and their movement speed by 15% for 6 seconds. This effect can be stacked up to 3 times. So it looks like they do have a backup here just in case of enemies that are immune to control effects or cannot be knocked back. They will lose health equal to 150% of Adrian and Elyse's attack rating, which seems kind of low, but remember that happens every second for 5 seconds. So that damage does stack up there. And it even increases the damage here with the level 2 ability, which is pretty cool. And then that first engraving skill sounds very good. Anything with increase in haste is a very good thing. Increase in haste for the allied heroes or decrease in haste for the enemy heroes is a very good thing. And let's look at the final skill. We have Spirit Healing, another passive ability. So we have 3 passive abilities with Adrian and Elyse. Upon taking fatal damage, they avoid death for that time, and the spirit contained in Elyse's dancing marionette will heal Adrian and Elyse 5 seconds. During this time, the spirit's remaining drive will be converted into health up to 90% of their max health. After the duration, they regain their health and continue battling every time Adrian and Elyse suffer 2% of damage or health loss. While being healed, the healing duration will be reduced by 0.1 seconds This effect can be used up to 2 times per battle. And level 2, every time Adrian and Elyse suffer damage or health loss of 4% of max health while being healed, the healing duration will be reduced by 0.1 seconds. Level 3, during healing, enemies in the backline of the enemy battlefield will be unable to inflict damage or health loss on Adrian and Elyse. And then the second engraving skill, this effect can be used up to 3 times per battle instead of 2. So avoiding death, first of all, that is very powerful. Any hero with avoiding death is very powerful. Also, Elyse's Dancing Marionette will heal Adrian and Elyse for 5 seconds. I believe this last part is a debuff, says every time Adrian and Elyse suffer 2% of damage or health loss while being healed, the healing duration will be reduced by 0.1 seconds, so that kind of sounds like a debuff, but it's only reducing the healing duration by 0.1 seconds, so it's not a lot. I don't think that will be, I don't think that will cause a problem. And with the level 2, it does increase that, that value to 4% instead of 2%, so it doubles that. So hopefully that will help in stopping the reduction in healing duration. And in terms of the engraving, I don't know how powerful this will be. It only increases the number from 3 to 2 times per battle, so I don't know how effective this will be, but I mean, it could be effective, I don't know. And let's go ahead and look at the signature item. So unlocking the signature item, Adrian and Elyse deal 20% more damage to enemies in the backline of the enemy battlefield. At plus 10, after dealing damage to enemies in the backline of the enemy battlefield, Adrian and Elyse's erosion is increased by 40 points for 3 seconds. Plus 20, Adrian and Elyse deal 60% more damage to enemies in the backline of the enemy battlefield. Plus 30, the effect also applies to allied heroes in the backline of the enemy battlefield. And at plus 40, this effect applies to all allied heroes. So increasing the damage to enemies in the backline of the enemy battlefield, especially with that plus 20, increases that to 60% more damage. So with this plus 30 and plus 40, I'm assuming this will mean that all allied heroes can deal a lot more damage to enemies in the enemy backline, which will be very powerful for sure, especially that plus 40 will definitely be very powerful. So a lot of damage can be done potentially with the signature item. Let's go ahead and look at the exclusive furniture. With the 3 of 3 during battle, Adrian and Elyse gain 50 energy every 1 second, and a 9 of 9 during battle, Adrian and Elyse gain 50 points of tenacity. So it looks like it's just increasing stats here. 50 energy per second, that is quite a bit of energy to gain. If you can have Elyse and Adrian survive here for a long time, they can definitely use this to their advantage. They can definitely gain a lot of energy. And I don't think that increase in tenacity also wouldn't help either, or wouldn't harm either. So overall, Adrian and Elyse kind of unique, especially since I think they're going to rely a lot on normal attacks, because 3 of the 4 of their attacks their abilities are passive. So I think they're going to rely on normal attacks, also relying on this ultimate skill. Overall, I do see some potential with Adrian and Elyse. It's going to take some testing to see if they are good or not, but overall it seems pretty promising with what their skills look like. And if you like this video, then make sure to click the like button. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video from me. Also comment what do you think about Adrian and Elyse. And thanks for watching.